and interpretation that you've begun with, you will have no trouble. You that have Scofield Bible once again will see that she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. Somebody get me Psalms 2, if you will, and be ready to read it for me right now, Ricky Ryan, in just a moment. All right. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. This woman was going to bring forth this child. You that have a Scofield, read the child is Christ. That's it. The woman of Israel brought forth that man-child. All right. Now, I run into a preacher not long ago that said he believed that the man-child was the remnant, the 144,000. I've heard him say they believe that it is the church. But I want to point out to you that the church is not referred to generally in a masculine sense. And the correct translation, the correct wording for this is she brought forth a male son. It is neither man nor child here. Back up in the second verse, she brought forth a child. It is teknon in the Greek there. But down here, it is arsen weon, which means a male child. Now, if I am going to say a man, in differentiating between man and animal and other beasts, I say anthropos. If I am going to say a man in differentiating between a man and a woman, I say arsen or arsenos, either one. This makes it a definite stipulation of gender. It is of male gender. He brought forth a definitely singular male son. All right? Does that help you out? Brought forth a male son who was caught up to God. Who was the male son that came from Israel, that was resurrected and caught up to God? I believe it was Christ. If I had Alfred's here tonight, I would read it. I have got it in the office and I started to bring it, read it, but I can quote it to you. He goes on down, and here's what he has to say. And who was to rule all nations? The word who there in the Greek is pos. It is a relative pronoun and a pronoun of personal identification. And he said, here is a landmark to determine whether you interpret the Bible true or to your own welfare and life. He said, so far, everyone agrees that the woman is Israel and that the dragon is the devil. It just appears that way you take it. If you come down and take that son that the woman brought forth and make it any other thing than what is simply understood, then you are stepping beyond and are going into error, because he said the host, which is a relative pronoun showing personal identification of a male son, will throw you into an error. As far as I'm concerned, you're making the biggest blunder on Bible interpretation to say it is any more than the male son who was caught up, or who shall rule, who was caught up to God's throne and shall rule the nations with a rod of iron. Read me who we're quoting from. Who was this talking from? Read it in Psalms. This is a messianic psalm of David. Read it. All right, they take counsel against the Lord and his anointed, saying, all right, read on. All right. All right, so the word there is break. He shall rule is the word break. It is the same word used in Psalm. He shall break the nation. Here it says he shall break the nation. I don't believe the saints, I don't believe the Jews will ever break the nation or shatter the nation. I believe there's only one that can break the nation, and that is that male son who came forth from Israel and was caught up to God and his throne. Now, I will be on that probably a little more tomorrow night with a little more definite instruction about that. Now, the woman flees into the wilderness, and she has a place prepared of God that should feed her 1,260 days. So now I've got the woman, I've got the devil, and I've got Christ, which was crucified and is resurrected. Now then, I come back to the woman. We have kind of taken care of her history. So we come back to the woman. And the woman flees in the wilderness. That's what we showed you. That's the reason that Edom and Moab is going to be spared by the Antichrist. Because Edom and Moab involves the same wilderness where the Jews were in one time. And he says, I will hide them there again. I told you last night that Isaiah said, relative to Edom and Moab, take in my outcast. Take in my outcast. And be thou a covert to them, O Edom and Moab, until the storm passes over. Thank God. So God is going to preserve them. You're going to read how it is to be done. Just a little bit later on, how that the woman is going to go into the wilderness. All right, there once again, she's going in the middle of the week, and God's going to take her to the wilderness. This is the Jews in general. This is Israel in general. All right, then there's war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and against the angels and prevailed not. Neither was there found any more place in heaven, and the dragon was cast out. The old serpent called the devil, Satan, which deceived the whole earth. He was cast under the earth, and his angels was cast with him. I believe that this is a historical view, once again, of what Isaiah saw. I saw the devil cast out of heaven, and that is where he drew some with him. He said in Isaiah, I will be like the Most High. I will be above the throne of God. I will be like God. The five I wills of the devil in Isaiah. I believe this is a backward look at the devil, and then he brings us up to date with him. And I heard a voice saying, in heaven now has come salvation and strength, kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ, for the accuser of our brothers cast down, which accused them before the throne day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, thank God, and by the word of the testimony. They loved not their lives unto death. But therefore, he says, rejoice, ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and to the sea, for the devil is coming down unto you, having great power, because he knows that he has a short time. Some of you remember me preaching on the frantics of the Satan. He gets all worried sometimes. He don't know everything, and so he gets all disturbed. But he knows he's got a short while. All right. Now, when the devil saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the male son. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly in the wilderness into her place. And when you read of that woman going into the place, it brings you up to a specific time and a specific place. Otherwise, it could be her history. Otherwise, it could be before. But when it says that she is given that for 1,260 days, that means we're talking about her right now going in to the end time. This is the woman Israel, where she is nourished for a time and times and a half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth waters of flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Here is another thing. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the rest, or the remaining ones of her seed. What was the first seed she had? The first seed she had was the male son. The second seed and the rest of the seed will be the 144,000 sealed of the 12 tribes of Israel from the 7th chapter of the book of Revelation that we've already got for you.